hey, this flow will help you if you're on your flow. Sorry, had to be done. So this is a short, gentle, deep stretch that'll help with discomfort, pain, bloating, just that sluggish feeling that you can get that time of the month. So let's get started. So let's begin in a comfortable cross-legged position. Bring your hands onto your knees. Lean back a little so your heart is over your hips. Release your shoulders down away from your ears. Close your eyes now and begin your Ujjayi breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Doing this breath and slowing it down is moving your body into the parasympathetic state, taking it out of fight or flight mode, calming the nervous system. And with your eyes closed, send your awareness down to your pelvis. Feel the earth under your pelvis, under your hips. Feel it supporting you. And fully inhabit that place. That place that is doing the sacred work of your monthly cycle right now. The releasing of the old so it can begin again fresh, a new cycle. Our bodies do this so beautifully, reminding us to be in this moment of beginning afresh, beginning anew, releasing the old that no longer serves us. So the invitation here is to let go of the things that were weighing you down. The old stories that you've been repeating in your head that are not serving you. The invitation is to let them go now. Let them go with the blood. Let them go with the flow. And be willing to receive what's new, what's next in your journey. Be open to what feels good, what can lift you up. And can you send this part of your body some compassion for the work it's doing right now? Can you send some loving kindness? It helps me to think of all the cells in that part of my body as my children, because it's so easy to love your children. And so I invite you, if that feels right for you, to just think of that, of all the cells there lovingly, and send them love and compassion for what they are and what they are doing. And don't have judgment if there's any pain or discomfort there. because that's an invitation from your body to sit in stillness and to be gentle. It's a calling to go within and soften, slow down. And as we work more with the cycles of our body and bring a greater awareness of what our bodies are calling us to do, we feel a deeper connection and peace. And now, slowly open your eyes. We're going to start moving your stomach and hips in a circle. So just lean your shoulders and your stomach to the right side, all the way over, keeping your sits bones on the mat. And then with your hands remaining on your knees, slowly pull that all back behind you. So you're pulling your shoulders, your stomach, and everything away from your knees, and your hands are holding onto your knees so you don't fall back. And then come to the other side, trying to keep both sits bones on the mat. And then bring your heart, stomach, everything forward and back over to the other side. And keep rotating like this in a slow and steady way on your own breath. Inhaling as you're leaning forward and opening your heart, and exhaling as you're hunching back behind you. Moving in the same direction, slowly, keeping that awareness, that somatic awareness in your pelvis, in your base chakra. Come to center and switch directions. Come back to center. Bring your right hand to the mat, stretch your left hand up, creating space in your side body. Keeping that space, then you can come down as much to the ground as you want. Keeping both sits bones on the ground. Turn your head and heart a little bit to the sky. Feel the stretch in the front of your body. And then turn your head and heart a little bit to the ground. So you're just exploring within the stretch. And then move to where you feel you need the stretch most. Come back up to center. Come to the other side. Stretching up first and then over. Pulling that right sit bone down to the earth. Turning to face the ground. Maybe up to the sky. Play with it your own way. Come back to sitting straight up. Bring your right knee on the ground in front of you and your left foot in front of your right knee. On an inhale, stretch up, getting tall through the top of your head. And on your exhale, grab that front knee and twist toward the lifted knee. Inhaling, getting taller, and exhaling, sinking deeper into the stretch. Wringing out the torso, the organs, helping that release of anything that doesn't serve you with the compression of the body. Come back to center and switch legs. So Now your right foot is flat on the ground in front of your left knee, getting taller through the top of your head. Exhaling, move into the twist. Keeping your shoulders relaxed away from your ears here. Feeling the support under your pelvis, the support of the earth. Come back to center. Now we're going to move into table pose and begin cat and cow. Inhaling, lifting your head and heart, dropping your stomach. Exhaling, dropping your head and hunching up between your shoulders. Inhaling, dropping your stomach, lifting your head and heart. Exhaling, creating space between your shoulder blades. Moving back and forth on your own breath. Come to a neutral spine and take your knees back a few inches. Tuck your toes and lift your hips into downward facing dog. Keep your legs a little bent here. Keep your knees soft and just go gently. This is considered an inversion, and we like to, in yoga, stay away from inversions during this time of the month. But this is just a brief downward dog. It's okay. Maybe walk the dog a little, because it can feel really good to have this stretch on your lower back. Lift your right leg behind you and exhale it forward between your hands. Drop your back knee for a low lunge. Slowly rise. Inhale your hands up and exhale them forward, dropping your head and sweeping your hands behind you. Inhaling, lifting your head and heart and hands up. Exhaling, dropping everything and taking your hands behind you. Inhaling, lifting everything up, taking your hands to the sky. Exhaling, bringing your hands to the mat, take your hips back, lift your front toes and drop your head. Feeling the stretch in your front leg. If it's tweaking your knee, then the invitation is to bend that front knee a little bit, keep it soft. If you want a deeper stretch, pull your toes back toward you. Walking your hands forward. Place that left hand on the mat and from your pelvis twist toward your front knee and come into a gentle twist. Exhale that hand back down. Tuck your back toes and take that front foot back into downward facing dog. Lift the left leg behind you. Exhale it forward. Drop your back knee. Find low lunge. Again, just take a minute to settle in here. Feeling the ground under your feet. Lift your hands up. And on your next exhale, sweep your hands down and bring your head and heart toward the ground. Inhale them up above you, bringing your torso back up. Exhale, sweeping your hands down behind you and your head down. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, swoop them down behind you, dropping your head to the ground. Inhale, come back up for the last time. Placing that right hand on the mat, on the inside of your front foot. From your pelvis, begin to twist toward that front knee. Once you're in the twist, lift your hand. If balance is tricky, you can bring your front hand a little further away from your front foot on the mat, so you're having more space between your foot and your hand on the mat. Exhale that hand back down. Tuck the back toes again and lift that foot back into downward facing dog. Walk the dog a minute here. On your next exhale, look forward and walk your feet toward your hands and release into a forward fold. You can keep your knees really soft here so you can completely relax your upper body. Bend your knees as much as is needed that you can release your head and let it go. Just no tension in your upper body at all. Feel the weight of your head create space all the way from your pelvis down to your neck. Shake your head no, nod it yes. Bend your knees deeply, rolling up slowly one vertebrae at a time. And when you come to standing, do 3 big shoulder rolls, round and back. Bring your hands to your hips, have your knees a little soft and your feet a little bit further apart than normal, and then start doing big circles with your hips. So play with how it feels with your knees a bit bent versus straight, and just do the version that feels best for you. Just notice how it makes you feel. And then switch and go the other direction. So this is a distinctly feminine thing to do. Feminine in the sense of it's soft and easy. And it's sort of honoring this place in your body that you're going through right now with this time of the month. It's honoring the flow. And then center your hips. Now we're going to come into a heat building exercise, the only one of the sequence. So stick with me. We're going to go into 10 squats. So bring your hands up above your head. On an inhale, exhale, swoop them down and come into a squat. Inhale, swoop them back up. Exhale, down. 2, 3, 4. Can you go low? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stay low. Now let's just bring our knees back a little bit so we can see our toes. Bring your hands into prayer. Can you lift your heart up a little higher so your back is a little bit straighter? Turn your feet out to the side and take your feet out a little bit so your toes are the width of your mat, and then drop into Malasana. So as you drop down into Malasana, into a squat, You might not be able to come all the way down, so you can have a block under your hips. You might be here, you might be on your toes, whatever version you're in, try to find some acceptance and some comfort within the pose. Having your hands in prayer mudra. Close your eyes for a moment. Let your shoulders sink down away from your ears. Get a little taller through the top of your head. Take a few deep grounding breaths here. Feeling the ground under your feet. Feeling the weight in your pelvis. Open your eyes and make your way down. We're going to come into Pigeon. So have your left knee in front of you and your right leg straight out on the mat behind you. If you prefer to come into supine figure 4, you can do that as a good option. Keep the foot closest to the front activated to protect your knee joint, and check your back foot that your ankle's not sickling out to the side, that it's either straight up or tuck your toes. And then try to soften everything else into the pose. I'm going to be here for about a minute. Relax every part of you that can relax. Inhale and visualize your breath going to your lower back and through your hips and just washing away any tension. Slowly push yourself up back to your hands, rolling onto the outside edge of that front hip. Switch legs. Again, checking your back ankle. Keeping the front foot activated. Drop down. Slowly push yourself back up. Bring that back leg forward and lie down on your back. Straighten out your right leg and keep your left foot flat on the ground. Bring that left knee across your body and come into a supine twist.
tear your arms out to the side if that feels good, or have one down. Just do whatever version of a twist here that feels good in your own body. This is all about being in tune with your bodies and the messages it's giving you. So, doing the version that feels safe and good in your body of every pose is the invitation that I want to extend. And maybe if there's frustration or sadness around the way you may feel during this time of the month, the invitation is to look at it in a way that your body's communicating with you. Maybe the heaviness, the bloatedness is just an invitation to be still. Maybe find some alone time if you can carve that out. Come back to center. Switch legs. Twist to the other side. Maybe if you do feel a lower energy, for example, that's a good time to sit with a book and a blanket or whatever that is for you. Just the invitation is to be in communication with your own body and listening to what its needs are and honoring that wherever possible, understanding that it's not always possible, but wherever possible. Come back to center. Bring your knees up and just roll side to side. Just giving your lower back one final little massage. We're going to, instead of a corpse pose, be with your legs butterfly, but if that doesn't feel good for you, then obviously you could have pillows under your knees or you could be in Savasana. So lie down and just turn to me and see what I'm doing for a second. I'm going to show you a mudra that you may want to try. This is Yoni Mudra. You can do an abbreviated version of this, which is all your fingers flat out and put that over your womb. So whatever your legs are doing, that's okay, but do the abbreviated Yoni Mudra. Feel your hip bones under your palms, feel your womb, your pelvis. Close your eyes. Take comfort in the warmth of your hands. Know that that is supporting you lovingly with appreciation and gratitude for all that your body's doing right now. And if you are struggling with some physical stuff that's going on for this time of month, then I invite you to breathe into that place under your hands and use your breath as the powerful tool it is to oxygenate that space and wash away tension. Try to feel your breath going to the place under your hands. knowing that that breath is providing everything that your body needs right now. In this time of endings and beginnings, can you be fully present in this now moment with your body? When you're ready, push your knees back if they were out to the side. Keeping your eyes closed, roll onto your right side into the fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed, push yourself up to a comfortable seat and bring your hands into prayer mudra. Namaste, my friends.